Welcome to Shom Machshava on the Daf. We're holding a Menachos Daf Samiches. The Gemara Amud Beis brings the story. The Rabbi Tarfon asked the question, and Rabbi Yehuda Ben Nechemyah answered. Rabbi Tarfon was quiet, and his level, Yehuda Ben Nechemyah, tzahavu panov, his face was shining. He was very happy with the fact that he was able to answer something that Rabbi Tarfon was not able to answer. So Amar Rabbi Akiva, Yehuda, tzahavu panecha sheishavte zoken. You're so happy. Your face is lighting because you're able to answer Rabbi Tarfon. I'm not sure you're going to live a very long life. So Rabbi Yehuda comes and says, it was right before Pesach, Kishalisi la'atzer, I went to Shuis, Shalti achor Yehuda Ben Nechemyah echanu, v'amali niftar v'alach loy. So where is he? He's not here anymore. Why he's not here? He was niftar. He was passed away because this klal of Rabbi Akiva worked. The Bnei Yissaschar in the Sefer Hagud de Pirka, or Shin Tet Zayin, he brings this Gemara and he says, interesting, because Rabbi Akiva himself, he had very fierce discussions with his Rabbi Lazar, to the extent that Rabbi Lazar told him in Masechet Psachim, he says, b'shchita shaftani b'shchita temitascha, you will be punished with shchita. And Rabbi Akiva says, please don't make me be punished with that. So what's the taina against Yehuda Ben Nechemyah? So says the Agud de Pirko, the main taina against him was that tzahavu panov, he was so happy that he had that simcha, the fact that he basically won the argument to a certain extent with Rabbi Tarfon. Rabbi Tarfon did not know what to answer, and he was able to answer. So he was as if nehene michvoi Torah, and that's why he was punished. And in the Rashba over here, the Pirush Menachos the Rashba, that goes on to explain that there's some argument, a central argument, how to understand the meaning of the Omer. So Yehuda Ben Nechemyah was answered in a way that disagreed with Tarfon, and he was happy that to a certain extent he won the argument, and that was something which was not roy. Concludes the Agud Pirka and say, Tzakti zula mishmeres yos nizor bedofer. A person has to be careful. Don't answer without asking permission. A person should not be too happy when he's able to answer a question of someone who's a gadol. And in Shuvas HaMahashal, he writes also to somebody who spoke in an improper way to another chashav or rav. So says the Mahashal, you have to come and argue in halacha and speak to them and learning how to try to convince the other side. But the goal is speaking proper against somebody else. That's something which is wrong to do. And he brings the Gemara by us. And he concludes and says, we have to be very careful when you're discussing and speaking with the Chachamim. Even if you're right in learning, there's a certain way of how to talk. Rabbi Yehuda Ben Nechemyah is both here in the Tzeit Zior and also in the Sefer Nefesh Chayo on Orach Chaim. He points out when exactly the Rabbi Yehuda Ben Nechemyah was nifter. It was between Pesach and Shavuos, because he says the story happened before Pesach. Now, Rabbi Yehuda Ben says when he came in Shavuos, he found a niftar v'alach loy. So he died between Pesach and Shavuos. What is the time between Pesach and Shavuos? We know Talmidei Rabbi Akiva all died between Pesach and Shavuos because they didn't have kavod to each other. They were missing kavod Torah. So the time between Pesach and Shavuos, that's when you have the tviyah, you have the demand for kavod Torah. I saw someone else mention that maybe this was one of the Talmidei Rabbi Akiva that died. He died. He was one of the 24,000 Talmidim that died because he had his own personal not kavod he didn't do. And in the Beis Yaakov, the Ishbitz in Parshas Emoyer, who he brings his father and Meir Shiloach, and explains a little bit more that between Pesach to Shavuos, as the time the Am Yisrael is getting ready to get to Matan Torah, is like Aisha Yoledes is getting ready for her birth. It's a time of din. It's a time of judgment. It's a time where things are very dangerous. And he says that's the reason Lag Ba'omer is a Yom Tiv, because once you reach Lag, it's connected to 33 days of Yemei Tahara that a woman has after she gives birth to a male. So once you get to that, then you already passed the most Ikar Yemei Din, and you're getting closer to Shavuos is less of a time of a din. So this is a very, very demanding time. So Rabbi Yehuda Ben Nechemyah, that was supposed to be punished or kavod Torah, was nifter specifically during that time. Anyone who wants to join and sponsor the Shom Machshava Shiurim, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.